All right, so this is my before I go to the game portion of the video, which will be bundled with in the outro like everything else. But here's a couple things I got before going because I already know that this is the promotion they're doing. I believe the giveaway on that day is like a pint glass with this logo on it or something. So there would definitely be something to show off. But known months in advance ever since they announced this alternate identity, which I guess is their first ever alternate identity for Jacksonville. Um, but I've obviously, like I said, I've known about it ever since they announced it, that this was the game I was going to. And so I actually bought this only last week because I think it was on pre-order for the longest time. I did not pre-order just because I was unsure of when they were going to release and if it was going to be so close to the time I was going that I would just get it in person. But I checked about 2 weeks before the game and they were up. So bought it. Here we are 2 days before I leave and they're here. And that's with it bouncing around in USPS. No fault of the team itself. Jacksonville, I haven't had the best, um, I don't know if you call it relationship because I haven't actually physically talked to anyone, but they've been really slow in the past. They were perfect this time. They've cleaned it up, at least for me. It was the postal system. It was here in town, and then gets sent to Jersey City, and then Tetersboro, and then back here. It was here yesterday in town, and then they sent it back to Tetersboro, only to send it back here for a third time where it finally arrived. Interesting. um, Anyway, here's the hat they'll be wearing, and as of recording this, they have not worn this yet. The first time they're wearing it is the day before I go, and then the day that I actually go is their second day. Like I said, I believe there's a giveaway that day too. But there is the Honey Drippers logo, and I have family that lives in Jacksonville, has lived there for years. Had no clue what a Honey Dripper was. It is apparently a very, very local thing. To like a specific neighborhood in downtown Jacksonville. It's basically, I don't know, I'd say like Rita's, like Italian ice, basically. Um, yeah, that's essentially what it is. Italian ice. If you're from the Philly area specifically, you might call it Wooter ice or water ice. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, here is the shirt with the same logo. Most of this has just been me rambling about well, not random subjects, but just kind of going off on tangents, and I apologize. And here's their spelt out logo. I don't know what this is. That's supposed to be there. This little, I don't know what that is. And then Jacksonville, in little words at the top. I don't know if it comes off on camera, but I've been noticing like tiny little sparkles here and there. I don't know if you can see it at all on camera, but it's like if I move a certain way, there's like certain parts like right there. I don't know if you can even see that, but like it's sparkling. But anyway, um, that is it for this portion of the video. Like I said, there should hopefully be another part of it. But other than that, I guess I'll see you guys in a couple seconds. All right, this is everything gotten from the I almost said Jumbo Honey Drippers. It's the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. As their first ever alternate identity, the Jacksonville Honey Drippers. And I did show some stuff off before, the stuff I got before the game. Now this is the actual stuff that I got during the game. And there is an asterisk. I did mention this in the intro if you're watching the full video, so I'll just briefly mention it again. They had a giveaway of about only 500 pint glasses of Honey Drippers. It might have been a very last minute thing given the low amount of them and also the fact you look at the promotional schedule in these two things and it's not in there either. But essentially, I did not get one. Also, assuming that the main gate was the same as it has been in previous years, which it was not. They added a whole thing in the outfield where you could walk around basically all the way to center field now, which I knew was happening, but I did not realize that the main gate is now in the outfield and not at home plate like it traditionally is and was even up until last year. So, and even then I thought, okay, not a problem. We just walk to the outfield, ask if we can have one. which I've done in the past too at other games. If I've somehow missed the giveaway, it's happened before, and I've just gone back. It's like, hey, can I have one of those? Yeah, sure. And it's usually not an issue. But in this case, it was a hard no. And like I said, I think that probably has to do maybe with the low amount quantity as well. So is what it is. It's just a pint glass. It's nothing too major, but it is a giveaway I missed out on because I was just unaware of the circumstances. But anyway, this is everything else we have. Like I said, I have Honey Dripper merch anyway, the hat and the shirt. I mean, the pint glass, how often was I really going to use it? Whatever. Anyway, moving on. We have the Souvenir cup here, Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. I don't think there was a Souvenir cup last year, although I could have missed it. And here's their primary logo, kind of a baseball style there. It has a lid. I'm probably not going to keep the lid, but it does come with a lid. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't know if they had one last year. I don't remember getting one. However, this year it was only at specific concession stands. So I was walking around. There was a 90-minute rain delay, so I was just walking around. I know I was kind of toward the end down the baseline, and I walked past a concession stand looking for a cup. They didn't have one, so it's like, okay, they don't have one. And then it's like I go down to the concession stands that is directly behind home plate, and they do have one. So it's odd. That's another thing I've never seen before. Not only have I never seen a main gate in an outfield, I've also never seen where they have Souvenir cups, but only at very specific stands. Strange, but Jacksonville has honestly always been kind of strange with how they run operations. But I will say, though, one thing that was great about it is the customer service room. Which, yes, that's another kind of strange thing if you want to chalk that up, is not many stadiums have customer service rooms. It's either a table on the concourse or like a window sometimes. But usually it's like right on the concourse. This is like a separate room. But anyway, this is the rosters that you could get from the customer service desk of both teams, Memphis and Jacksonville. And I never actually looked on the back. What is this? Slash lines for, and you have your umpires up there too. So obviously this was specifically for that game. I guess it's just our lineups, and they just have their slash lines, which I still don't quite know what a slash line is. I've been following baseball for years. Obviously I know a lot about it. I never figured out what a slash line is. Yeah, then you have who's on the bench, starting pitcher, everyone over there. That's actually really helpful for my video purposes, knowing who's on the bench. I usually have to go to the individual teams' pages and look at their roster, and then look at their transactions to see if there's been any changes between the game and now. So that actually speeds up the process so much, knowing on that sheet of paper who is in the bullpen, who's on the bench. That's actually extremely helpful. We have a pocket schedule, 2025 Jumbo Shrimp schedule. And you see this whole new area says coming soon. That's all open. I'm not sure if it opened like mid-season or something. But at this point when they made it, it was coming soon. Which, like I said, is brand new, but it is a little bit strange that it's listed as coming soon in, the schedule. But you see, the schedule up there. You see all of their opponents and all the color code stuff. Radio, ViStar Ballpark, which is also a new name. For years it was 121 Financial Park. Now it's ViStar Ballpark, which matches the hockey arena, which is also sponsored by ViStar. Giveaways. See, this is what I'm talking about. Giveaways. They have the previous night's giveaway, the hooded shirt, but they do not have the May 25th giveaway of the pint glass listed. So that, like I said, that plus the low quantity makes me think that it was a last minute thing. And here we go. Here's the program. One of the few teams that has a program. And yeah, there we go. Shrimp Tales, it's called. Official souvenir program. Second of 5 editions. Honey Drippers weekend. There you go. shrimp boat. That's another thing that added in the outfield was like shrimp boats, like private seating sort of things. Now here's our promotions and giveaways. Again, you notice same thing. It only shows giveaway from May 24th. So, like I said, for about the third or fourth time I'm mentioning it, it's probably a last minute thing. Welcome letter. Did I skip a page? I did. Here's all the opponents they play. No local opponents to me. Well, actually, hang on. Lehigh Valley's in there, but they weren't on the pocket schedule. I don't know. 2025 home opponents, and it's showing the Iron Pigs, but it didn't show them on the pocket schedule as being, I don't know. That's strange. Anyway, they're not playing Scranton. I know that. I have seen them play in Scranton. You see a feature story here. 5-star ballpark information. All of the some are new, group outing stuff. And here is, I guess, the series that they're using this program for: the Mets, the Redbirds, and the Bulls. If you want to do the box score in the program, which I'm glad a lot of programs, when there are programs, still include that, as someone who does keep score. Your promo schedule again. See, this one must have been more updated, because it does say and giveaway. It doesn't say what the giveaway is, but does at least say and giveaway in that section. A little feature story on Jansen Junk, former Somerset Patriot. I think if I remember right, in like 2021, I think I saw his final start, final game in general with Somerset before being traded to the Angels. All-time records, which is cool to see. It's a very old, well, the team itself, it goes back to, what, the 60s or something, but the history of baseball in Jacksonville goes back a lot further than that. And here's the hat I got. And there's those shrimp boats I was talking about. They look kind of cool. I think they're expensive, though, like $30 per person. But, if you have that kind of money to spend, go for it. It looks cool. And, yeah. And there's your seating thing. And let me see this again. Yeah, they do not. That's... that was a mistake. It doesn't matter. It's something that I'm talking about, but I personally don't even care about that much, and I don't expect anyone else to care about it. But it is interesting. They showed 2025 home opponents, showed Lehigh Valley, and they are not playing Lehigh Valley at all. I guess that was probably left over from last year, and they forgot to delete it or something. So there's the back. So anyway, that is pretty much it for me. And I will see you guys later.